Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm coming to you from my own home, and I hope you're having a great holiday season. I wanted to make this video because I feel like it's something that if you are several months or years into recovery, it's going to be a great reminder. If you are newly into the recovery world, it's going to be a great, helpful tool for you. And I was just filming some reels tonight for Instagram, and I thought, this needs to be said. This approach absolutely changed my life, changed my recovery, and has become a standard to the way I live now. All of my mentors have this same mentality. Rick Reynolds, James Anir, Michael Webb, Amanda Esproni, a number of other people that you may not know their names, but they have all been mentors and guides to me over the last 20 plus years. This is this one simple statement, but I'm going to also qualify it with a guarantee. And I know anytime somebody offers a guarantee that you kind of go, Sam, this isn't like you to give a guarantee, but hear me out. The guarantee is this: I guarantee you, if this approach is taken by you in your recovery work, it will absolutely pay off. It will absolutely transform your life and possibly transform your recovery. And this is the statement. If you want to guarantee healing and growth for you and quite possibly your relationship, make yourself a student of recovery work. When you have a learner's mentality where you're always learning, you're always growing, you willingly, out of your own initiative, decide to make yourself a student in recovery. I'm just going to tell you, I guarantee you it's going to pay off in your own personal life. I don't know what it'll do for your relationship, but I can tell you, if your partner is even willing to give you another chance and you make yourself a student of recovery, the chances are off the chart that your relationship could be saved. Now, when we're a student, I grew up with a mentality of C's get degrees. I know you're all laughing. In recovery work, that is not the approach that we need to take. The approach we need to take is, I'm all in. And when you're a student, man, you study on your own. You'll read books, you'll write papers, you'll do whatever it takes to be the best student you can, because nobody's making you be there. When you're older anyway. Nobody should have to mother you or chase you or father you or continue to bitch and moan at you to do your work. You're a student. This is what you do. When we make ourselves a student of recovery, man, we willingly go to therapy, go to coaching, read books, watch podcasts. We don't have to have them sent to us. We're doing them on our own. When you're a student, you are just consuming information, consuming anything that will help you because you're trying to learn. You have a mentality that wants to learn. Nobody's making you do it. As a betrayed, think about it. When you feel like you have to just harp on your unfaithful, to read a book, schedule a therapy or a coaching session, or get help in any capacity, man, you almost feel like you're humiliating yourself because you're having to ask them to do something or beg them or manipulate them or prod them to do any kind of studying whatsoever. It is a massive turnoff for the betrayed to have to chase you, the unfaithful, to do any work at all. Over and over again, I hear from betrayeds. He or she won't do any work. They won't read a workbook. They won't ask me how I'm doing. They won't do the Thanos exercise. I have to beg and plead for them to schedule a coaching session. And yeah, if I ride them and constantly complain and constantly ride them like a teenager, then they'll do it. But it's like this begrudging feeling that it's like we, the unfaithful, are like, oh, okay. It's like we're this emotional 13-year-old, just pubescent, moody, kind of like, okay, just get off me, leave me alone. How dare we The unfaithful cause one of the most devastating things that our partner, as a human being, has ever experienced. And then we have the audacity to be moody or angry or defensive or just lazy in our recovery work. It shows that our heart is not broken for what we've done. It shows that we're not humble, we're not safe. It shows that we are just completely unaware of how much we have devastated our partner. It shows that we just really are so disconnected from what our choices have done to them. We're adding insult to injury. It doesn't mean that we have to be perfect. It means there's initiative, there's dedication. We are willingly saying, whatever I can learn, whatever I can study, I'm going to do because I care about becoming the best version of myself I could ever be. I just came out of a session earlier today, and the client was telling me how his wife had been asking him to research something, and he said, you know what, I'll do a deep dive. And he stayed up till 3 a.m. studying this idea, this concept. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to reveal anything about him and his wife, and I don't want them to feel shame. But he said, I stayed up almost all night researching this, and then we had a wonderful talk the next day. And I could just tell there was something different about her because she saw that I was doing work. She saw that I was studying. She saw that I was not having to be chased or mothered, but of my own initiative. I was learning and growing. If we take this approach, now this approach can be used by the betrayed as well. I see betrayeds who make themselves a student of betrayal trauma. They're just consuming information. They're learning, they're studying, they're considering an intensive, or they're watching podcasts, or they're finding the best coach that they can afford to do the work that they're doing. They're looking at all kinds of options because they want to heal, because they want restoration for themselves. But most of the time, the unfaithful is the one who is lazy. It's the unfaithful who's working through shame, depression, and all of that. But I promise you, transform your depression into effort. Go see a psychiatrist. Get on meds. Drink extra coffee. Get up early. Stay up late. Do what you need to do. Have an energy drink. If that's going to help you read a book or study a podcast, I tell our viewers on my other podcast, Ask the Unfaithful, take notes. Man, what does that say? If you're listening to a podcast of my great, brilliant buddy, James Anir, and you're taking notes, a client just told me the other day, Sam, when I listen to your podcast with James, I take about 4 to 6 pages of notes every single time. And it just melted my heart because that's what I was doing for so long. I'm still learning. One of my mentors just said this the other day. I won't say who it is, but he's pretty old. And he said to me, yeah, you know what, Sam, I'm getting certified in this new trauma modality. And I said, bro, you are as old as the Old Testament. Are you kidding me? He's like, I'm always trying to learn, always trying to get better. And it absolutely just struck me that this guy who's as old as the Old Testament, many of you know who I'm talking about, he's still learning and growing. How dare I not have that mentality the rest of my life? How dare I not steward what's been given to me with a learning mentality? When he told me that, the very next day, I signed up for this other course that's a psychodynamic course. And man, I'm using that to just keep me accountable that I always want to be learning and growing. None of us have arrived. Keep your foot on the gas if you're an unfaithful. If your foot is not on the gas, put it on the gas. I assure you, your betrayed will notice effort. There was this old commercial 10, 15 years ago. I think it was a beer commercial, and it went like this: effort is sexy. And I can't say it really better than that. As a betrayed, while they watch you learning, growing, showing relational leadership, showing intentionality, I'll guarantee you it will change your recovery work. Now, we know Narcissists, true narcissists, not TikTok narcissists, but true narcissists, yeah, they make themselves a student of recovery to learn how to better manipulate, to learn how to better gaslight. That's not most of you. So make yourself a student of recovery. Unfaithful or betrayed, you will see such a change, such a transformation in your own recovery work. If I can help, you can reach out to me at samshealingpodcast@gmail.com. If it's not with me, find somebody who's an expert. Take the initiative. Show effort. Decide. Nobody can transform me but me. Nobody can bring healing for me the way I can bring healing for me if I will find the right people and if I will then utilize the pathway that the right people guide me on. I can grow and I can heal. And maybe my betrayed would be willing to give me another chance. If you're a betrayed, that mentality works for you too. Because there's only so much your unfaithful can do to help you feel safe. There's only so much your unfaithful can do that can bring transformation. You didn't ask for this. You didn't deserve this. You got hit by a train and it's not your fault. You were just going about your business. But you still have to do physical therapy to heal. And I know that that's a large pill to swallow. But I promise you, if you take that approach, you will see your own recovery experience transformation. So whether unfaithful or betrayed, make yourself a student of recovery. I promise you, it'll change your life. We'll see you next time on the podcast.